like
You gotta realize though that all of those Asimov books about those laws were about how the robots could break the laws and get away with it.
yeah.
Ah,
Well, that was the thing too. So he was
It's
saying that there's no safe way to actually do it. That he said he's just nobody's putting the guardrails up there. It's all an afterthought. They're letting it was like when it got to the
hello,
point that they
Mr.
didn't understand how any of it even works. That we're
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. And you're on the big screen this week. So everybody can see you.
but not the sound.
The sounds never work. It's never gone that thing on with this laptop.
It should. I think if you select it as the output device, it will. You may need to do that in are you using OBS?
No,
No?
no.
Then you should be able to click on the sound profile,
It worked once, I think.
configure. Or
Oh,
no, wrong thing.
wait, wrote down. Oh, that's the
It's the speaker. That one. Configure. What? That's not it. I mean, that was configured, but that's not where you need to be.
That's not what I want.
Output.
I want
Sound
this.
settings,
I
yeah.
want this. And I want to go to
No. Oh, weird. Go to settings at the top.
digital. Say something, Art.
Something.
Digital.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it should be. Well,
Da-da-da-da. Digital stereo.
IEC.
Testing 1, 2, 3,
It's
4.
never worked.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. We got you. We're back on the laptop.
Hey, Bob.
So you're doing the sound on the laptop and the video on the screen?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
that's that's pretty much the way this has worked ever since Vicente gave me this laptop. So
Okay.
That's weird. It should be able to go out the HDMI.
yeah, a lot of things should be doing what
Meh, whatever. Art hears us, we hear Art. What else do we need?
it is. That's pretty much it. I've got those stupid nuts that I've got, those Intel nuts. The audio works, but I have to change the profile in the TV to get it to work. Not on the NUC. I have to change the profile on the TV.
What's it show on the TV?
I have a choice of stereo. What is it? Stereo, auto, stereo, 5 and 7. If I choose 5 or 7, nothing, even though the NUC says that it will do both of those. If I choose stereo, it works fine. No problem. If I choose auto, nothing. It should switch. I mean, in theory, auto should just pick the best profile and everybody should be happy. My Nintendo Switch. I had to switch back to auto to get it to for the sound. I could not get it to work with stereo or the digital stuff at all. I had to switch it back to auto to get it to work. So HDMI is stupid and weird and makes no sense. It should all just work. It's just
Well, I was gonna say, audio off monitors are usually crap anyway, but
wow. See, I don't expect my TV to work with digital Dolby 5.1 or 7 because I don't have the speakers. but it still has those options.
So,
But it's just weird that the switch will let it only works when it's set to auto, and the Nooks only work when it's set to stereo.
Hmm.
I mean,
you plug it in with an audio jack instead of just the HDMI, or is it that just the HDMI?
I haven't, well, I mean, the switch has a headphone jack. And I suppose it would work just fine with the headphones. But I don't know, I haven't tried it with the Nook. So I don't know if the Nook,
Well, it is what
I
it
just,
had it just plugged in with an HDMI if you had an extra cable plugged in.
I had just assumed that HDMI is just weird. That's what I
It
assumed.
is.
Obviously, I didn't get a chance to work much on my project.
One me.
And even though I did actually work on my project, barely got 4 of them, and I've got 3 more left.
Blinky blinky.
So
Button, little thing filter.
Nice.
Refer.
we're all sitting up nice and pretty at home.
They're not moving.
These aren't the ones that moved.
These are the ones that blank.
Why can't they do both?
Space.
Lucky I got that far. This week was not a good week.
Don't you have a 3D printer? Just make some gears that they sit on.
Yeah, you could have them all move from one server pretty easily. Push rod connecting them all together, or gears. Then they could go different directions.
Thanks.
Just helping.
Like I need more stuff to work on.
Just trying to make your display the best it can be. You got like a week.
Yeah.
And some change. Or 2.
If you've
So
got,
are those flashing or are they rotating?
They're flashing.
Yeah. We're making fun that they just flash instead of spin.
Yeah, they're not happy that it's just flashing. And it's using a Christmas ornament deck pattern instead of a Halloween pattern.
Nothing wrong with some Christmas in October.
Christmas.
Well, at Costco, they're selling Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
They're starting to put Christmas stuff out now.
All the
So
Christmas
yeah, the
stuff.
Halloween candy is now on sale.
yeah. Not even
I'm
Halloween.
gonna wait until about the 25th to buy any. I've still got some left over from next year.
On
Well, they
sale by marked up and on sale, or actual
no,
sale?
no,
Fairly cheap.
it's on sale. Patty had
Okay.
found at Kroger, she found 3 or 4 bags of the minis. Under $2
Yeah,
For how many?
or whatever.
it's the
What-
smaller.
Whatever the bag of minis is. No, hers, the ones she found were actually the Halloween size minis.
So say like
You
a
have the
little-
manager marked down, didn't
No.
Somebody over there must have.
I think there's like 200 pieces of like the little bitty Hershey bars and stuff is like $20 some at Sam's.
Yeah. Yeah, she said, come and get this, and by the time I got up there, that it was all gone, which makes perfect sense because nobody's going to pass that out.
So
I was dating a woman
What's
that
it?
worked at
Spike
Walmart.
was?
And at one point, she and I are in a Walmart. I'm like, oh, that's a nice jacket. Ooh, it's not worth that much. and I'm wandering around. And she goes over and talks to somebody and comes back and says, "Oh, look, I found one on the rack. It was marked down 80%. Okay. Uh,
Patty, she's not allowed, she's technically not allowed to take the stuff that's on clearance and put it behind the register for me to wait and come and get.
Yeah.
She's done that a few times, but she's gotten in trouble for it every time she's done it. Yeah.
because
Because
you go to Walmart,
because their customers come first, even though that's not entirely.
I've seen their prices.
Yeah, well,
That's my only issue with Kroger. They, having traveled a good bit, Kroger's is significantly cheaper outside of the tri-state.
oh yeah,
And
Because
that's,
they're competing against the other company chains.
yeah. And here they figure, oh, we're local and they'll just buy here
Well,
anyway.
here they've choked everybody out but Myers.
Myers is getting expensive too.
Myers is interesting because you at times you can find like their chopped meat or their ground beef for $5 a pound, where everybody else is
Right.
8, 9. I think Myers plays that game. We'll
Well,
take a hit on this,
Mhm.
but we want you to buy everything else.
Myers, well, and that's the problem with this food distribution control, right? So since Kroger's has so much of the distribution in the area, and there's only a couple Myers, it's hard for them to get deliveries without having higher rates. But their Myers is statistically cheaper than Kroger's by a good little bit.
Yeah, well,
So-
statistically, I see it when I go into Myers. I walk through. Mac and cheese is $1.10. It's $1.30 at Kroger.
Yeah, well, that's some of the stuff I watch and it drives me bonkers and how much cheaper it is at Myers or Walmart than it is Kroger's, but and it's kind of funny is because I think most of the distribution between Kroger's and Walmart's probably pretty similar. But
See,
Kroger's has choked off so many brands, it's.
I would think that the Kroger's is competing more with Walmart than they are Myers. Really? Well,
I think everybody kind of considers Walmart to
The
be,
enemy, but yeah.
well, Walmart has a huge grocery department.
Well, Walmart's the only one that actually carries people that are not self-branded.
Yeah,
They didn't go out to make their own brands like everybody else has done.
they've got their own brand now.
Kroger's chokes everybody out. I mean, that's
I don't-
almost where the only thing you can buy at Kroger's now is Kroger owned.
I don't particularly like Kroger brand
Oh, it's
stuff.
awful. It is the worst stuff to be eaten.
There's a couple of things that I'll buy that are Kroger brand, but
Yeah.
for the most
The
part,
quality of the food is so much worse. And their ingredients are not well sourced and
I like Myers. I like Myers ground beef because I watched them sit there one day.
got it.
The deli actually grounds it
grinding, yeah.
right there, right on the
Yeah.
spot. You want something? Yeah, I want this. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it still $5? Yeah. Give me a pound of that. Give me 2 pounds of that.
yeah. No, I miss the old school butchers and stuff like that, I think, in some level. You got a lot better meat.
Supposedly, I don't know, I haven't really investigated the price, but supposedly, what is that place in Franklin?
A lot of farmers are coming
Zincs?
together.
Zincs, supposedly they have cheaper prices and
Really? I've heard that they're very expensive.
really,
My kid lives like across the street from you.
I know their meat that they've got is
Excellent.
far superior than anything else that you can get.
So I was reading the other day, a lot of farmers are coming together to make their own butchering company to direct deliver to homes instead of cut out the stores.
Yeah, well, Zinc has been around for 100 years.
Well, that's all these places are jacking the price up so high and they're paying the farmers nothing.
Yeah. I might just make a pumpkin totem pole and be done with this project.
Glue them together.
Put together.
There you go.
I took you guys' suggestion from last week, though. I ripped the pumpkins that nobody could see off and put ghosts on it. I don't have a video of it or anything, so I can't share it.
Next week. Somebody to come in to get a book.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh,
If I've got it, correct.
oh, do you see it while you're on the phone out there?
Yeah. Yeah, he's about code-ish. He's having issues with file transfer in Android. He says there's a lot of people complaining about it right now, so it seems to be part of an update.
So I learned a new thing this week. iPhone's gotten to playing dirty.
That's
Oh,
not-
really?
You know what iPhone does now?
What?
So most of the apps on my phone now say they need to update. I can't open the App Store anymore because
You need to update.
I have to update the App Store. And I can't update the App Store because my phone won't support the current version of iOS. So all my apps went dead October 1st.
Look, so
So I have a phone and a text message and a camera.
You know, that might not be bad.
so they're forcing you to buy a new phone, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no warning, no notices.
So
In the old days, you could still go to the App Store and install apps that were compatible with your device or reinstall apps that were on your device. But I guess somewhere in March, they started rolling that motif out on the iPads and locking off all the old iPads. And I dug around on Reddit to trying to like, what the hell, is going on here? And there was all kinds of people bitching back in March that they just whopped off like half the iPads off the market.
Google kind of sort of does that too. If your version of Android is too old,
Yeah.
you
Well, see,
really can't do.
I have an original.
Okay. What do we got? What we got? What we got?
already know.
Looks like a ball launcher.
Yeah, this is a EWN.
Oh, pressure.
Bring it closer. Bring it closer.
I need a power.
You need the power.
Oh,
to be
needs
able to
power.
plug into.
You got a battery pack that, right? Huh?
I have the,
Oh, okay.
I need a 12 volts for the fan, the double fan.
Probably got a 5-volt fan.
You got room. You got
Sideways.
sideways. Of course it is.
And up higher.
Up higher.
Well, no, not you, it.
Can't see it.
Seem to be offset slightly. Ooh, that's ugly, but it's technically powered up.
Like turned on.
Yeah.
Is the game? Try to keep it perfectly centered.
Oh, that's just if this was levitation by sound, but it looks like you're using a fan, so.
When it first started up, I thought it was sound.
Paint the earth on that so it rotates.
Yeah,
Art,
And there,
house, audio,
so you're changing the PWM speed on that. Are you actually measuring the distance to the sphere?
I was measuring the distance, but I removed the sensor. It was a infrared distance sensor. I moved it to the elevator.
You can put it on the side on one of the rods.
Also
That's
can
what
use the
IBM did with their tape drives.
ultrasound distance
Mhm.
thing here.
It's kind of drifting up.
The motor's warming up.
Actually, there is you have better control if you make the ball a little bit smaller, so the air goes around and doesn't work like a envelope, or I mean there is not enough air around, so it's hard to control the almost on or on off.
You could cheat a little bit and make the tube taper.
Also, but the idea is to use a little bit smaller ball, so you can actually
And a pump?
control
How about a pump?
too small.
Glue 3 pumpkins together.
A pumpkin with a little tree.
There you go. Look at plastic
That's cute.
and make a parachute for the pumpkin.
It'll just float. He's got a big old hole in him. I don't know. He'll start doing loop to loops in there. So this is that's kind of like what that is, right? The skydiving place. So
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
But if you start bouncing around on the walls like that, they turn it off.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
What are the tubes?
This is the tennis ball
Ah, okay.
packages.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, there is a plastic tube to protect the lamps.
Mhm.
It's cheap in the
Yeah. And 4 feet long.
we don't know
Lowe's
Home
or
Depot,
Home Depot, yeah.
Lowe's. I have them also, but I never tried to use. But maybe interesting. So you can use an orange ball with ice, and this is my
Okay.
it's a floating pumpkin.
You need to get your 3D printer going and print some pumpkins.
Very, very thin.
Little tiny parachute. Pumpkin on a parachute.
Yeah, I did a bad thing. I used my soldering iron to make the holes.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, my soldering iron begs to differ. That thing was smoking by the time I was done,
I mean,
and I just had 7 holes to make.
turn it down to 230 or so, and it should be fine.
Oh, so that was the problem. I turned it up. I actually I did, I turned it up so it would melt all,
quicker. Yeah.
all that crap that was on it.
I have a couple of soldering iron tips that I
The
pulled together
Soviet
from old Weller stuff for
Yeah.
doing wood burning. And that's all they're for is cleaning up prints and stuff,
Yeah,
making it smell bad and stuff.
well, this was completely non-scientific, I just went. Jab. Okay, close enough. Next.
So you use a caliper and
Oh, no.
trace the center exactly on it. Or you turn off the light and
Ow, burned my finger.
first,
This one's kind of centered.
Yeah, yeah.
But this one,
this is,
I don't think any of them actually got really centered.
it has a natural vibe, you know, it's like natural.
Make a drill for that.
Yes, and it would be very cool
Tomorrow
if
is
I
tomorrow is
had thought far enough ahead to pull
Pumpkin
my
Festival
drills out
in
when
Hamilton.
everything fell on my head.
Okay,
Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday.
okay.
They used to care,
Mhm.
very huge pumpkins all
Yeah,
along the main street.
Yep.
What's that?
I think this year they might have the Winterfest also. They do that every couple of years, and I don't think they did it last year.
Hmm.
See if you can get it
I was in one of
with the
those.
line in the center.
My plan is to go tomorrow because it's less people.
Mhm.
And the organizer and the artists are working in the pumpkins.
Oh, nice.
I will bring my dog.
I was going to go to a Basset Hound Fest in Columbus this Saturday. I've been looking forward to this for like 6 months.
It's about what?
Basset Hound. Dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah. And
We were in the Renaissance Festival.
Renfest.
It was nice. Everybody was with costumes.
Hattie says,
But
speaking
this
of,
is more middle age than Renaissance, because Renaissance came after with artists and stuff.
speaking of that general area, Hattie says that Cedar Creek Flea Market is closing.
Yep. I've heard that. Got bought by somebody.
November 10th was the last day or something like that.
I think she told me October 31st, but
Oh,
It's-
they
it's
posted
soon.
on Facebook and everything.
all I know is
That's the last, or the
they were given free entry or whatever. Then
second weekend in November or whatever, the last. I think they gotta be out by December. They didn't say why though, so I didn't know if the people that owned it
Yeah, they
Just-
sold.
were just tired of running it, or if it wasn't profitable, or
the last time I was out
get
there
over it.
was it's been a while, but it had significantly gone downhill. I
Has
mean,
it?
there was hardly any vendors out there. There were
Said
hardly.
My uncle's been taking his nephew or his grandkids or whatever up there. The one's real big into trading antique stuff. They've had a blast up there. But I haven't been for probably 20 years.
There,
Kind of wild for me too.
I mean, the last time I was there, there were like 6 or 7 really, really large Hot Wheel dealers up there,
Yeah.
but there was hardly
Nobody
anybody
bought it.
else around. I mean,
Yeah. I said one of my guys I used to know, he's had a booth up there selling 3D printed stuff for going into COVID. But I don't know if he's still doing that kind of stuff or what. I know he had some of his high-end printers for sale a couple months back. And he said he didn't want to sell them, but got the impression he was kind of hard up for money. They used to make all kinds of like movie props and stuff.
The planet's falling out of orbit.
Yeah, like the
So you can
Stone
power
for
the Arduino with
Fifth
this
Element and
press boards.
stuff like that. Make some neat stuff. They do pictures and make the little light cubes or whatever with your family picture into the image and stuff. Oh, kind of neat.
How are you going to get your 12 volts for your motor then?
It's not drawing much. Put a little buck converter on there.
Yeah, you have the regulator here. Can use the 12 volts.
Yeah.
To power this. This Arduino cost 250 to 240 some several years ago.
And now they're going for almost 25.
That's a clone. It's a clone.
That
Are the
means
clones-
what?
Are the
It's
clones
been
really
for-
going for that?
Same things.
I don't know if it was, didn't know it was a clone. But the Uno, just the Uno is now at like $24 and change.
It's been 20-ish for a long time. Really? Yeah.
Trying Raspberry Pi was about freaking $100 a pop.
Yeah, I didn't like
Just
how
ordered.
they changed the models, to new manual controllers. They tried to make professional hardware for control, PLCs and stuff. It's not the original idea of maker people.
Yeah, but it lets the people that are familiar with this software actually do something in an industrial setting. Instead of,
Yeah,
I
it's
went from
like
a free
precision,
thing to something where I've got to pay
yeah.
$8,000 for a
Yeah,
license just to
wow.
program.
But the PLC software is it's different. I think you
Yeah,
still
we
have to
have
buy
the-
it.
The ladder language,
really?
but
Yeah.
I've got software that converts ladder logic to
C code.
well, not C, but something that loads pretty easily on these.
to C plus, ladder to C. There is several apps that do that.
I could get a new phone without trading in my other phone, and I don't want an iPhone. Thank you very much, AT&T.
I said AT&T used to let me know when my iPhone was going to die, and they sent me this one to replace it because AT&T never did 4G on the 5, even though they sold it as a 4G phone. But yeah,
12 volts.
like twice in the
Oh, there it goes.
last month, they sent me
Yeah,
their text messages saying, "Oh, $350 off when you trade your iPhone 7 in for an iPhone 17." And it should have went ahead and put in there because your phone's about to be bricked in a week. Would have been a nice notice.
I was playing with an ancient blue phone I had.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought it, I didn't realize it was the company that made e-cigarettes. I wouldn't have bought it if I had known that. But it was cheap, and it was a shelf item at Micro Center. This has got to be
Yeah, I mean,
8 years
it's
ago.
been a while.
I loved that phone.
Yeah.
And it was okay. And I just was kind of angry at the company. And then Parker gave me a nice phone, Samsung S7.
Yeah.
Okay. I found the blue. I powered that thing up. The battery is still usable.
Mm-hmm.
It works. It's got like Android 5 Kit Kat
Yeah.
when they were still going with candy nicknames. I don't know if they still are or not. I don't think so.
Well, I have no idea, but they probably are in some level.
I have an iPhone, I have Android. I would not pay for an iPhone.
No kidding. Well, it's like, this makes me really want to go out and buy another one of your devices.
I think you would be well served and very happy with Motorola anything.
No.
Just it's gonna take you 2.5 months to get used to the differences.
I don't use mine very much for much of anything anyway, other than maps, but the fact that just everything was just like, last week I was like trying to pull off text messages and send them to my computer so I could watch them, the videos, and it's like, nope, you need to upgrade. Like,
I didn't know you could do that at all on an iPhone.
well, I use
Have you
app to text message my computer.
What's the app? I've got to put that on.
Google Chat.
Okay, so you're using Google Messages instead of the built-in messages.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, because I don't have an Apple at the house to
Oh, I thought you meant on this
tie in.
phone.
Yeah, if I had an Apple or a Mac, you just log into your Apple chat and your chat messages will show up on your Apple, but I don't. My Apple's too deprecated to do that too. So
I can get my, just from the messages app, I can do
Oh,
that
yeah.
on the web.
But you can't do that on an iPhone.
No, well, okay. I
That-
don't know.
that's the
I
issue.
don't have an iPhone.
So many times
yeah, that's what I was like, and that's what I'm saying. I went to go take the stuff off this to send it to my computer, and it's like, you need to update your browser thingy for the tool or for the app for the chat thingy. And I'm like, and I'm like, okay, I go to the app store, and the app store is like, you need to update. And I'm like, okay.
No,
And
now
I clicked it, and it just
we used to
spun and spun and spun and spun and spun and and then like Tuesday or Wednesday or something, I finally sat down and messed with it again, and it finally came up and said, well, the App Store is only available for iOS 17 and up, and I'm like,
Or
the
something.
goddamn App Store,
Yeah.
you know?
What's
What
I-
do you mean?
It's
It's only 17 and up.
That's
Yeah.
current.
Yeah,
I haven't.
so I
used
can't,
that
that's what I'm
in
saying, they
a couple of
bricked my
years
phone.
now.
All my apps say I need to
Mine's not
update,
on. Oh no, mine is.
and it's like, you're done.
So the Arduino PCL software IDE is actually, it does actually look like it's free, but it's only for Windows. You can only get it for Windows.
I can get.
But I mean,
Well, yeah. I'm just,
Yeah.
officially, it's only for Windows.
I had to sign off on a purchase order for Alan Bradley software at one point, and this was in the late 90s, and it was $8,000 per license.
Oh, yeah. I believe
That's
that.
crazy. And that was for ladder logic. I mean, nothing
those
fancy.
companies are bonkers. I think they'll all be gone in another couple of years.
Well, I looked, I just looked just to make sure, but I swear I saw somewhere where you had to buy something.
Yeah,
But
the programming cable. It's USB with pins swap.
it's probably something weird.
HDMI interface subscription.
Oh, don't, that 3D printer that I've got that's got the HDMI going to the hot ends.
HDMI, not USB-C.
Oh, I wish it was USB-C and I would still complain about it.
Yeah,
But no, it's HDMI and it's
full-size connector or the, oh,
yeah, it's
at least it's an easily replaceable cable. You just need to do a good strain relief right where it meets the connector.
it's not, they've bastardized the cable.
So
So
it's
you have,
not straight HDMI.
I don't think so. You have to buy it from
I have an HDMI cable test that goes through all the pins if you want to use it.
the problem isn't, I don't think the problem is the cable. I think the problem is just like this thing. It's the connector on the end.
Yeah, that's why you need good strain relief.
I've got it in there where it works and it's fine. But if you jar it just a little bit, it acts
Yeah,
really good.
that's a crazy amount of power to be sending over a unknown quality cable.
it's
Well, they die.
it reads all the sensors too. The touch sensor,
Oh, yeah, there's
the
26 conductors in there. Why not
the
use
hot
them?
end, it does it all, and I'm just sitting there going, why? Now, like, you know, the Anycubic uses USB-C, but the hot end is smart. There's a little computer on the hot end, I think, that actually interfaces with the thing, and it talks to the thing.
Yeah,
And I don't think this one has any kind of interface. I think it just is reading sensor data.
same thing though. Give it strain relief right there so that the cable is moving and not the connector.
Yeah, no, Anycubic has designed it good.
Okay. Yeah.
It actually uses the USB-C that has the screw terminals on it.
No, I've never seen that. Huh.
That was, I'm pretty sure when I looked that up, I read somewhere that was what the original spec for the USB-C was. So you put,
Like VGA.
they gave actual screws, but it should be little terminal dealy things that you screw into it. And I'm fairly sure that the cable, that the connector's not moving because you screw it right into the board. Which,
If I was designing it and I wanted to use it off the shelf cable, one, I'd use a network cable. Because patch cables are super cheap, but I would bring 2 pieces of plastic up on either side of the cable, and then you put a wire tie around that. So that much cable is supported by something
I think
pretty solid.
that might be part of the problem with this HDMI deal, because there's nothing really supporting.
Yeah.
You just plug the HDMI cable in.
Smartphone has a new mode to extend the I2C like 100 yards using Ethernet cables
Okay.
connectors
Mhm.
and small boards, and there is a chip with differential driving and reading.
Okay.
So you can each line of I2C, 2 lines, are converted in 4 signals, 2 differential signals.
Okay. So they convert I2C to RS-485. Or
The electrical specification, but not the software. So you can buy the end mode or an intermediate connector to plug device along the cable.
that's cool. And that leaves you with 4 wires left over for power. Ground pair for ground and orange pair for positive. With 24 volts on there.
I think they are using the 5 volts. Because
I'd want at least like 8 and then put a voltage regulator on each device.
they are just connecting to their QT something connector.
Yeah.
They have the module connected to QT connector. And then have the T connector for 2 Ethernet cables and another QT and so on. So I think they did not power. It's a power.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me check.
I was just thinking Arduino is really not the only microcontroller company that's trying to get into industrial PCs, though. I mean,
Oh, hell no, there's some that are way better. And they're cheaper too, but people
the
don't
thing,
like messing with the non-commercial.
well, that's what I was going to say. The thing is that's a huge market with a lot of money, and if they just need to get some funding, it's a good way to get funding.
But they have.
Well, no, of course they won't, because they can't compete with real real PLC makers.
Yeah.
Huh.
But no, there's 2 or 3 really big companies that are, well, There are little companies at the moment that have been really pounding at their door, going after like Rockwell and stuff like that. And they're making way better products than Rockwell does by leaps and bounds, because Rockwell hasn't done jack shit
It's CMOS.
10 years to
But-
improve anything.
Well, I mean, Steve probably could say, but companies don't want to change that crap. They want it to work because it's making them money.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
But that's, yeah, in the next few years, you're gonna probably see, especially companies like Rockwell go poof, because
This is a,
they've done nothing to make a better product in 20 years, but they got all the safety ratings, right? But there are these little companies that are making way more advanced, better products that are more
But
futuristic,
better in
tie into
whose-
computers.
But they're better in whose mind? I mean,
Well, you want a layman to be able to program how to do it. You don't have to have 5 years of programming in Rockwell's asinine backwards software that's stuck on Windows 95. You know,
see, I think, you know, as 95 and all those machines get older and older, but
well, but that's the
They're
thing,
still-
that
they're
they've
still-
never made an improvement replacement for it. It's
Well,
still stuck on Windows
but
95.
there's still industrial PCs that are using 386s
Oh, yeah,
because nobody wants to change.
but that's what I'm saying. You know, you can bang out a 386 for $5 now.
something is working, no one to change.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's very, 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 very difficult to do that change. When I worked at AIML, our controller booth sat over one of the furnaces, and it was 2 shipping containers end to end, 12 feet up in the air. One entire wall was racks of industrial control stuff with thermocouples tied into it and motor controllers and just huge amounts of stuff. You can't just go, okay, we're gonna shut down for 3 months and replace all of this with something we haven't tested yet.
Right.
Yeah,
That would be a nightmare.
it wasn't 386s, it was 8088s. When I worked at Kings Island, when they first built Phantom Theater, the controller for that was 8 rack cabinets with a single processor, an 8186. An 8086 with a built-in DMA controller, and it ran something like 8,000 air cylinders or 8,000 valves and had probably 2,000 input.
All the animatronics, all the.
Yep, it was fun. I'd go back there and play with stuff.
So it was scary, inside and outside. I had the control, something gone wrong.
Yeah, when it went sideways, it got real interesting fast. Stuff started making, as Chris Bowden was, it really expensive noise.
Scooby-Doo attraction was.
That's what it is now, or
Yeah,
was at least the
changed
last time, yeah.
Then
At one point at that spot, they had it as the Smurf boat ride or something, and they took that out and put in Phantom Theater.
The Boo Blasters now, isn't it? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The first, when you first go in, the first kind of
Off in the
side,
kids,
yeah,
Hanna-Barbera.
yeah. I don't think it's Hanna-Barbera anymore.
Scooby-Doo, it's Snoopy now, I
Yeah,
think, but
it was Richard Scarry for a little bit.
companies don't want to change that stuff because the stuff has been proven to work.
Mhm.
So they would rather
And
scrounge and hope that they can find the parts.
usually it's related with the contractor also that knows stuff.
Yeah,
To change,
and Frank, who's been here for 43 years, understands it. And Frank ain't talking to anybody about the fact that he's gonna retire in 2 years.
Well,
That was one of my biggest complaints with Siemens.
Well,
When they hired me, it was to replace a guy whose last day was 2 weeks before I started. They had had my resume for a year. They could have hired me 3 months before Ken left. And
Got
in
you
a
up to
couple of
speed.
months, I would have learned more from him than I've learned by trying to figure it out since I've been. Sorry.
My dad worked, retired from at the time Armco,
Mhm.
AK.
Mhm.
He begged them to hire somebody so he could train them. He begged them for
Yeah.
6 months. He said, I'm retiring. I need time to train this guy.
Yep.
And they absolutely refused to do it. Just flat out, they would not pay for two people to do the same job.
I think part of that is companies in general have this belief that some kid fresh out of college will bring brand new ideas and renovate. No, seriously, they'll renovate the industry.
Yeah.
And what they do is they screw it up.
You
I was going to say something
were
else.
going to say something
They
else. I
screw it
thought.
up for about 6 months. And then enough people come and kick them that they finally go, okay, I'll just put it back and I'll try to figure out how to keep it the way it is. And they've lost parts of it. So now they have to be somebody else. I know
Dad retired. They had hired somebody in a couple of weeks before he
Mhm.
actually retired. He tried to get them. He retired. He gets a phone call a week later. This plant has broken. Can you come and do something?
$250 an hour.
Oh, he made
I wouldn't even do it for under 600.
he made like 4 times the amount, and he said, "Did it really save you any money by not hiring a guy?"
Yeah.
They did it to him 6 times, 7 times. He actually worked 6 months past his time at 4 times the rate.
You should have charged more.
Well, he could have. He
He
could have.
shoulda.
100
I was gonna say,
times. Give me 100 times the rate.
International paper, we had a guy made $450 an hour, and that's all he did was go around and fix screw ups.
Well, yeah,
Every time you do it right, always
Dad
have to do it over.
he probably was making close to that. I mean, seriously,
No.
he made really good money when he worked there. So he probably was making close to. I know he had to pay his own they 1099 him and he wasn't happy about that. But
Well, that's 33 or 35% right out the door.
but
So he's not making any more than he was before then, unless they were really.
well, pretty much. But he was
Uh,
making some good. He made
I
some
never could make my
good
dad
money.
understand he needed to take money out for that, and I had to.
But
Cost me a fortune.
it was just funny because he bitched at them and bitched at them for 6 months. And then when they actually when something broke, they called him up and yeah, well, I can come and fix it.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you. He worked for and then a outside contractor ended up hiring him for a year or so because basically to do the same job and he was making I think 3 or 4 times as much from the outside contractor, but he wasn't 1099 on the outside contractor. He was
Well, as I
on
say,
salary.
the contractor was charging him out of probably $1,000
but he cleaned up from retiring. He got his full retirement and in a year's time he made a killing from him.
Well,
But he told the outside contractor even then, he said, look, I don't want to be doing this for a long time. I'll come and work for 6 months to a year, but I don't want to do this forever. I'm retired. I don't need to do this.
one of our friends, he tried to retire from GE and
Ray's here. I wonder how long Ray's been here.
Yeah, right.
I probably should pay attention to my screen a little bit more.
yeah. every year he tried to quit, and every year they just
Okay.
What's up, Ray?
Hello.
Hello. I can't see Ray.
Ray's probably
Give me a minute to turn on the camera. There you go.
Oh, no, he's not driving. Looks like he's at a restaurant though. With a giant moon outside.
I'll say it looks like a Jeff Chains.
Oh, that's not a moon. Helps if I put my glasses on so I can actually see something.
Oh, he's at a school auditorium.
Uh-huh.
Not quite. It looks good. This is the most beautiful airport I've ever been in.
Oh wow.
So
Airport?
if
I didn't either.
I'll see if I can flip my camera.
Most people would get off.
That looks like a hockey rink. Kinda.
It is amazing.
Wow.
Where are you?
Have you guys? Do you guys recognize the airport?
Oh,
Australia.
I wish I would be staying here, almost on a semi-permanent basis. No, this is Portland, Oregon.
huh.
Wow.
And it is. I've told several people before. This is the prettiest airport as far as architecture of the ceiling, the layout of the businesses, the layout of the terminals. This is the prettiest airport.
How was Portland today?
A little cooler than I had expected, but it's nice.
Well, I was just curious how the guard were doing.
No idea.
Used to be in the spots, very small places.
They're trying to say that, there's no violence there and there's no crime this morning. They invited the news anchors to come out on the ice raid. They think there's no crime.
To be managed for thousands of soldiers.
Yeah.
A city is too big to be controlled by soldiers. They used to go to a small place and make a lot of noise, news and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just
Like propelling out of a black hole.
Yeah, whatever.
last time I was in Portland, it was a far cry from what I would call a safe place to be.
I was surprised at how dirty it was compared to what it had been in the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, in the early 90s, it was a nice place.
Yeah.
That airport looks nice.
5 years ago, it looked like hell rot over.
I don't remember that at that airport. I was there
I drove
3 years ago, and I don't remember that.
That's a pretty
I've been to
airport.
the airport in Portland, but
Yeah, it's neat.
is that a new airport?
No,
This is PDX. It's the normal airport.
Looks
Really
pretty
nice, I
modern.
think.
I'm just curious. I've never been to the Portland one. Always is you either land in LA, San Francisco, or Seattle.
Closest I've ever gotten to Portland was LA.
it's
Not
got about
close.
900.
Which is not close.
LA airport's not too bad. Depends on what terminal you go to. The international section is pretty neat.
It depends on which island they drop you off in.
Yeah.
Mine looked like it was been left out there for 20 years without any supplies.
You want to talk about your Halloween project, Ray, or
No, I'm too depressed.
oh. Okay. I take it.
My Halloween project is got a little bit of a setback. So I think I'm gonna decide to just buy a skeleton from Home Depot and integrate it into the top of the pirate chest.
Okay.
That way, I'm spending less time on 3D printing, less time on getting the skeleton to work, and more time on the sensors and automation and programming. So hopefully that makes sense.
What I'm saying is about Christmas time, it'll be ready.
Yeah. If I spend all the time on 3D printing and getting things interlocked and moving, then it's going to take too long. If I just go to Home Depot and I buy the standard skeleton, they make a 5 foot skeleton. And I already checked to make sure that my local Home Depot has 37 of them in stock. And I'll go buy one tomorrow morning.
Can I show everybody the pirate chest?
Go ahead. You want to?
That's Ray's pirate chest that he made.
So
You go over and see it.
No,
about
he
70% of the pirate chest is actually just a speaker box, or 3 speaker boxes. You've got a left side, a right side, and a center channel. They're, left and right side are 5-inch speakers, and the center channel is a 6x9 speaker. They run on a serial port driven MP3 player. The audio comes out of there, goes into an amplifier that I bought at Parts Express, and the sound, oh, it sounds amazing good. Yep. The 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 speaker box, the pirate chest, it sounds very, very good. I'm a little worried that the bass might rattle the coins and stuff too much. Um, so it might get some wheezing noise or something, a little jittery noise in it. But I'm working on the storyline, all the verbiage that's going on for the pirate or the not a pirate skeleton. So it's pretty neat. I had to work out, could I use a 12-volt power supply for the audio, and I cannot. I have to use a 24-volt.
For drinks.
that it's the speaker box for when his skeleton is up telling the story. Sound's going to come out of there, and it's going to have coins, those coins that he showed us.
Pirate coins.
Get the chocolate coins. Throw those at the kids.
So it's got pirate coins. It's got
That's
RGB lights.
Throw them.
I was gonna say, some chocolate, some wood.
That's the same chest. It's the same one with the lid closed. So, and he just texted it to me a few days ago.
Yeah, it took a lot of work actually to get to look like a pirate chest because I wanted old wood, and you can't just buy old wood at Lowe's or Home Depot. So I had to go and get a bunch of old skids, but then trying to cut the skids into trim is difficult because a lot of it's split and warped and full of knots and it's just problems. So I ended up cutting up 2 full skids to get enough trim to make the pirate chest.
There's a speaker on both sides left and right.
But yeah, it sounds amazing for music. I haven't put any of the audio to it yet.
Yay tall. It's a decent size. I saw it before it became an actual chest. It's a decent size little box, yeah. Well, I actually wondered if you were going to be able to 3D print all that stuff while you were out there
Traveling.
trying to do your actual work and stuff.
I have a job and then I got to do that. Yeah.
It's a nice golden filament ones.
Just call it neat filament. Trying to remember what the color is called. It is an almost exact match for the original IBM piece. I'm gonna do a tournament.
So
Putty-ish. Something platinum.
mm.
It's the most expensive filament.
The
I haven't opened it yet.
platinum filament.
Yeah. There's no actual platinum in it, I'm sure. Got sent here from Detroit and ended up here overnight. Okay.
Faster than the mail delivers.
Yeah.
So the board just to break out for the dial.
Mhm.
The board just to break out for the dial for the fan speed.
Sorry, I almost done.
I said that this just all a breakout for the control the fan speed.
Yeah, this is really an analog input of the Arduino. You read the value and transform to PWM. Yes. Yes. I think I'm sending serially the value all the time. You see the LED blinking.
Mhm.
This is the serial transmitting.
That's just a motor driver to drive the fan.
Mostly.
Dun dun dun.
Are you guys planning on doing another automation project for Christmas?
Maybe. I think my whatever my Christmas project is, it's going to be a simple light project,
Oh, not a dancing Santa Claus?
not a dancing Santa Claus.
5
I'm
little
not as crazy as
snowmen.
Ray.
Reindeer?
5 little snowmen in a row, just blinking lights back and forth.
Doing the dance like this.
That looks slightly green. I think that's my phone. It isn't.
So it's kind of that weird off white
Yeah.
color.
Beige from the 80s.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of stuff that's that color, including some weird IBM keyboard bits
Yeah.
that are the one I've got that I want to use is so big and it's got 38 keys on it, each one with an individual LED. It was a thing that IBM was selling to work with CAD stations, and each button is a toggle. So it's a neat toy.
Like IBM or GE's CAD system.
Could be easily.
I just remember when GE, Explorer Scouts at GE, when they had written their own CAD program, it melted my brain.
When I was
All
doing
pulling.
installs, when I was doing installs for Cincinnati Bell, I went to a place on Route 4, just south of Norwood Ladder.
Mhm.
I don't remember what that area of town is called, not this. And there was somebody that had 4 CAD stations, and they said, you can have them if you can get them out of here. And I so regret that I didn't go back there with a trailer. But these things were huge stations with 3 CRT monitors in them. They had the digitizer tablet on one side, a keyboard in the middle, and a trackball on the other. They had buttons to raise and lower the table height.
Mhm.
They had Sun hardware driving all of this. They had to have cost $150,000 per station. They were just so cool. It looked like Star Trek. They were brushed stainless steel. No idea. I think they were custom. making them about $250,000 a piece. But yeah, they were, and everything exposed was stainless steel. They were just neat.
Like that.
They had the keyboard was flush with the top, and it sat on a little table that was adjustable for height. So if you put in a different keyboard, you could adjust it so it was in the right spot.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm going to put it in the living room. I would have had to have kicked out a kid or two.
I don't mind seeing that. I'm trying to think what company would have even been up there doing that.
It's no longer that company.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure they were.
Do you know where
Most all those companies are gone from
the next thing going south was a little restaurant? And I'm trying to remember what it was, but they only served breakfast and lunch. It was one of the ones that closed at like 2 p.m. And it pretty sure it's Route 4.
So I never ate up there that much. The food truck thing was when I worked up there. But I was like, running all the way down to Reading. Reading and Cincinnati Electronics was uncle's
Yes,
second
yes, we
wife.
are.
Dad
We
owned
got that
that
picture.
building. I could see them spending that kind of money, but they designed stuff for NASA. I mean, they had different
Yeah,
politicians and
We're in the
Space
serious
shuttle.
stuff, yeah.
But I never saw their CAD system. It was all gone
Was looking,
when we came in the building.
let's see, he was talking about IBM. I have an IBM clock.
Like Harris bought them, and then L3 bought Harris.
I can't find a picture of this stupid thing. That's what I was looking for.
But they moved up there for a little bit. When I was in high school, I took a tour of the new buildings Cincinnati or electronics was still in. And they might have been there near Route 4 because they had train tracks that came into the building. They used to bring the nose cones of the Boeing or the B-52 bombers in there to wire them up.
Really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
and then they go on a train car up to Wright Pat for the final assembly.
So here's Tennessee, here's Route 4. It's around Egan Court or Clearbrook. It's one of those.
Yeah.
And that restaurant, that's the one I can't find. Make a big picture. That's not it.
So
What was
it
the
was on the north side there for a while.
famous IBM monitor? Does anybody know what the famous IBM monitor was?
No, it's not ringing any bells for me. Holy crap, they've torn down all of the businesses that were in.
All houses now.
Doesn't look like it.
Well,
Well, I always get off at 275, so
Maybe I'm on the wrong. Maybe it was on 42.
no, there's some integrators that are along for that by county. There's north south there. It's still there, but there's no office buildings. Studying the story. It's complex buildings now.
it was I can't. It was a monitor on their mainframe that somebody had taken the front bezel off, put a black piece in, and put clock guts in it. It was presented from IBM. IBM apparently did this. And my buddy who passed away somehow acquired it. His wife didn't know what to do with it. So I said, heck yes, I will take that. And I can't find a picture of it now. But it was one of the it was an original IBM monitor that IBM gutted and turned into a clock and gave it to presumably somebody that retired.
Neat.
Like an old VT 100 or something.
I think it was newer than the VT 100, but yeah, something like that.
Anyway, sweetest monitors I ever had. I'm trying to remember how I got it. It was a Keith Zenith flat screen. It was a CRT. It just had an absolutely flat front. And the shadow mask was stretched like 3 times tighter than they normally do. And you could take measurements off the screen. It was set up for CAD. It was a 12-inch VGA display.
I think the coolest monitor that I had
What you
was
see, what you get.
Yeah, pretty much.
it was it had to have been 24, 27-inch CRT, huge monitor.
85 pounds.
Oh, every bit. It was connected to the computer via fiber cable.
Really?
It was beautiful. It was amber. Well, no, it wasn't amber. It was the white. It was the white phosphorus stuff. But it was a beautiful display connected to this TI mainframe thing that came out of a bank.
Nice.
And was running some version of Unix. And it was
My
just
memory is a lot of bad screens. Very bad screens.
the screen,
Green, green screen.
the keyboard, the mouse, all connected via fiber, and it had a 300-foot fiber cable.
Weird. Huh. I remember one interesting mouse. It was an optical mouse. It had a mirror.
Yeah.
When you push the button, it would flip some mirrors around and stuff, and it had an emitter and a couple of detectors. And it was on a reflective metal mouse pad. And if you turned the mouse, it stopped working because the light was part of the pad was sitting on.
What happened to you, Art? You disappeared.
I was making some adjustments and crashed Zoom.
That's so easy for you to do, Art. You have
Well,
absolutely no problem crashing Zoom.
You're not much better at it, so
Really not. That's why I can laugh at it. Because I can break Zoom too. So.
We both have so much trouble with Zoom. I've never had a issue with it in 3 years.
I don't have nearly as much problem with Zoom as I used to.
Yeah.
It's been
I've
it's-
not ran mine on Linux either though, so we'll be soon. What do we got? A week? 4 more days?
for what? I don't know.
Windows 10 dies.
Oh. Yeah. I haven't thought about Windows 10 in
Windows 7.
a very long time.
Somewhere I saw an article, 400 million Windows PCs in imminent danger. So it pains me to say this, but I have to. Windows has gotten to be amazingly stable. My work laptop, I leave it running for weeks at a time, and I have never had a blue screen. Well, yes, I had one. So in roughly 3 years, I've had one blue screen.
Mhm.
That surprises me. Now, that said, all I use Windows for is a terminal to get to better computers.
Yeah,
Well,
I use it for a lot of stuff, and I haven't had trouble with 10. All the stuff embedded in 11,
when
I'd still be on 7 if I could be, to be honest.
the first server that I ever actually played with was server 2000.
It was all.
Oh, God, yeah, 2000 was.
2000 was bad. I liked it. I learned a lot of stuff
Well,
from it.
So if you had to deal with anything older than 2000,
Yeah.
it was a shit show.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Service Pack 1 that they like turned half the crap back on so you could talk to
Oh.
XP box or 98 box or
I
you know.
don't remember having any
oh my
problem
God.
doing any of that.
I
But
was the first tech in Cincinnati to bring back up so the NT4 could get on a 2000 server
when,
because they shut so much stuff off that you couldn't communicate.
well,
But it was supposed to be compatible.
after I learned about Linux, all I ever used was Linux servers from that computer. So
I built a lot of Linux boxes, a lot of companies around here. Yeah.
I think kind of part of the different, Windows had the GUIs, just point and click and do stuff. In Linux, you had to do it all.
Unix had that before Windows.
Yeah.
They,
And Windows had, you could do a lot from the shell that they,
Well, you still can. PowerShell is pretty powerful, isn't it? Still,
you can.
I don't know. I haven't thought about Windows in so long.
PowerShell, they keep
Thought about Windows.
burying controls deeper and deeper and deeper with each version that it's gotten. I
Well,
can barely stand
it is
it.
surprising to me that after being all point and clicky, they've gotten to the spot where they don't put your programs on the program menu.
Yeah.
You've got to search for it. You've got to think.
You gotta know the commands.
Nice. One of my complaints is I don't want to go back and forth between the keyboard and the mouse. And I will give, at this point, I can use Windows with just a keyboard damn near more quickly than I can if I have to use a mouse. But yeah, still, it's a terminal.
It's,
My problem with PowerShell, for years, Microsoft said, oh, you can't use Linux. It's so complex. You got to type everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's probably 30 commands that I know. Sed, grep, awk. I'm pretty decent with Vim. I use the IP command daily. I use getInt daily. 30 commands does everything for me. In PowerShell, every command is unique. I mean, I will give it's get verb now.
Yeah.
Get means to pull information from something.
Yeah.
And then the next part is what you're pulling it from. And then there are flags and stuff.
1400.
Yeah, it's 14,000 commands or more.
Anytime I've ever had to use PowerShell, I've had to look up how to do something.
And then you
every
find out
single time.
it's not for the built-in PowerShell. You've got to get the other PowerShell because there's at least 3 of them.
Well, they on PowerShell 7 or 8
see,
now.
Yeah, but Windows ships with 5.
Does it?
Yeah.
No,
You
it
have-
used to be 3.
Okay, maybe 3.
That's
it's
what always
not what
cracked
you're-
me up. Yeah, it's like because it runs so many versions behind And yet there's like, well, you need version 5 to log all the PowerShell commands so you can see when somebody hacked your box. But in order to do that, you got to upgrade to 5. I'm like, what the hell? What did that dude ship with the current version?
I always thought that Windows Server ran pretty stable though,
Squirrel.
by comparison to any of the other versions of Windows.
I am not a fan of squirrels, but hold on. Squirrel House. I had squirrels cost me like $6,000.
I have this for
All the
for
other
them all around.
issues that there may have been, it ran stable.
And the
Well,
ones
I've
without-
never had issues with
without
PowerShell
any-
not running. My issues is
Chipmunk?
Yeah, chipmunks, a lot.
what to run to make PowerShell do what I want it to do, because
Yeah.
there's documentation for it's horrifyingly horrible, and then if you do, and the next version, it's all different, so it's, version 3 is not compatible with version 4. 4 is not, 4 didn't even last long enough to even bother calling it 4. They went straight on into 5, and I don't know whatever happened to 6, because 7's the current version, or last time I looked at it.
This is my window in the office.
But and if you do version control on Windows 10, it's running version 3.
I have a
So
deer picture story. I grew up on a farm. My folks had 640 acres, 1 square mile. And we had a neighbor half a mile down the road that direction and a mile down the road that direction. Nobody around. Well, the neighbor that direction owned the property up to ours, and our house was in one corner. They sold part of their property, and somebody built a house right next to our property line. And Dad didn't realize it, I don't think. And one day, Dad sends me a picture of a deer that he took a picture of out. We had this thing we called the island, the driveway made a circle. And Dad's on the island, and the deer is in the middle of the island. So 20 feet away or something. It's a doe and 2 fawns. And he sends me these pictures. That's cool. And then Mom sends me a story the next month of the neighbor that came over and said, "Why was your husband in the yard naked last month?" He didn't want to miss the shot, so he just went outside. One of my favorite pictures of my dad, and I didn't even realize it for a long time, is my dad leaning over a chair. He's got on this red and black checkered shirt, and he's got this weird little Mona Lisa smile on. My mom took the picture, and I didn't realize it for 20 years. Dad's got no pants on. I mean, you can't see anything except his butt, but my wife was pretty relaxed at my house. PowerShell is very difficult for me coming from Bash.
Yeah.
Because I'm very used to run a command, look at the output, and I need to filter that, so we'll grep out the parts I need, and I need I only need the 3rd column, so we send it to sed. PowerShell changes its output depending on what you have coming next.
or where the display is going to be, if it's going to be a file or screen or.
Yeah, I
External.
wanted to spit out ASCII, and that's another one. I want ASCII. I don't want UTF-8.
Yeah.
I hate that people copy and paste things into Teams at work, and Teams UTF-8's my ASCII, so I can't copy and paste it into another box. I have built my own server just to avoid that.
Did you see the Microsoft Teams I don't know if it was a memo or something like that, but came out of the
Oh,
published
yeah,
it
good idea.
last Monday. So the team's design team now has to come back in person to work in person to fix the problems with Teams because Teams isn't good enough to be used for remote team meetings anymore.
Okay, everybody on Teams, we're using Zoom until we fix Teams.
Well, it was just kind of, the way the management had fired off this memo that all the Teams members had to start working in person again at the office, that the Teams meeting software to fix Teams because it's not. It was hilarious. I was
I'm
rolling.
very thankful that Siemens does not require we use our camera in Teams.
But
Teams is a
Horrible.
thing. Okay, while we're on things that
Was
irritate me, one of the things in Teams that pisses me off is if somebody thumbs up one of my chats. I get this little red spot in whatever that top thing is that says there are 4 unnoticed things. Oh, in the chat you were in, somebody gave you a thumbs up. Why do I need to go somewhere else to see that something happened in what I was looking at? Oh,
Because Teams is broken.
and I can't make that thing go away, which I would gladly do because it gives me no relevant information.
Yeah, you gotta click it,
90% of
clear
the
it.
time.
I've never used Teams. I mean, so I have no I have no comment for
One
Teams.
of the security groups uses Teams exclusively, and it makes me want to scream because of all the platforms that are out there, and especially with some free ones better than Teams. Why the hell you would pay to use Teams is like mind-boggling.
Well, once you're paying for one little chunk of Microsoft, it's really hard to not pay for all of it.
Well, that's
But it's
kind of like
just,
how it is with Google, right?
it is
Yeah.
so bad though. And I mean,
Once you're hooked into the Google
Zoom
ecosystem,
is 10 times the platform that Teams is in a level.
It
For a
was before it
functionality.
started doing that AI stuff that they're doing now.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I'm
like that.
sure Teams does that too, doesn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
So,
I-
but at least I don't know, it just seems like it's such a clunky, junky,
it does seem like Zoom was better before
yeah.
they added they've added a bunch of stuff that we don't use, and I don't know how many people actually do use.
But that's what I mean, this is a nice clean interface. It runs smooth. It's not choppy.
It is a nice clean interface and it runs the way it's supposed to run.
I mean, we get in these meetings and half the screens freeze up if there's more than 5 people in the program. It's I can't remember what we use for SMBA. It's a clone of Teams or a clone of Zoom that's free, and you can self-host, so not streaming to anybody. No, it was
Jitsi
Jitsi
here. Yeah.
Okay.
I've used that a couple of times and
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
The hacker
It's all right.
community switched to that real fast back in the day, and I started using it for SMBA years ago, and it worked perfectly fine. It was worked just like this. Zoom's gotten a lot fancier since then. Zoom was pretty clunky back then too, but
Yeah. Well,
they all
they
smoke Teams.
they were all clunky until 2020. I mean,
Well, yeah.
I would like,
none of them really worked well, and 2020 happened, and everybody needed a way to talk to each other. And
No, that's what
They-
the
they started-
Jitsi ran fine then, and it's, and it kind of, for a free thing, it's just mind-boggling that it's on par with these that people charge for, and you can self-host it and not have to worry about people getting into your video feeds, and because even Zoom said that, they record all that and they keep, other companies can look at it, and it's like, well, kind of want to watch what you're talking about, and
and they have AI coming over.
yeah, data mining all the data so they can
Jitsi
process what it was about.
I used an older version of it and it seemed fine,
Oh, yeah.
but. I did see some chop. I mean, it wasn't perfect.
Well, it depends on how much is going
But
on.
it was.
I would say, yeah, it was free, but I'd say it depends on what you were hosting it on. If somebody was self-hosting it on a potato, it's not real good. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know who was hosting it. It wasn't me.
the
But
guys that ran the 2600 out of, or whatever I don't know what group it was, the guys up in Michigan, they hosted it themselves on a box, and they'd have 30 people on it and never had a hiccup on it.
well, I only ever saw
I don't know
like
what they were hosting it on, but they did have their own, and that's what turned me on to it. I never bothered to host my own. I just ran it off their website.
I think the most we had on that particular chat was 20-ish.
Yeah.
And some people when they would connect. So it may have just been the connection from the cell phone being flaky, or it may have been something else.
Well, and the allowed to, if you use their website, people could log into it from a cell phone, or you call 1-800 or like had a toll-free number you can call into and interface to it. And I was shocked by that because I don't know how they make money because that ain't free, right?
Well,
But
yeah, I
I'll
actually,
set up a Jitsi server.
I
That's
act-
kind of cool. I'd never paid attention
never
to
knows
it.
with it.
I actually had thought
I'm torn.
after I had found out about Jitsi, but we had started using Zoom and everybody was
Oh, yeah, well, that's
Zoom,
the
Zoom,
thing. By the
Zoom.
time
So-
the whole world went Zoom, and it was like, and I'm like, I'm using Jitsi and I'm using Zoom. I was like, Jitsi's a whole lot better at the time, but it's like Zoom's got funding because they're charging, so they improved drastically faster. But yeah, Jitsi did fine. But I'm like, and I thought it was just odd that Jitsi had, because I used it at the office
Oh,
for some of our meetings for clients to call into, because you could connect with a phone.
you can connect
Uh,
on the website. I mean, you just
Yeah.
connect to the Jitsi website and
Yeah, well, no,
done.
but we didn't have headsets and all that crap at the office, so my boss would just call into the number and join the chat from her desk, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah, Jitsi was.
because they wouldn't spend $3 for a microphone.
I've been paying for Zoom a bit now.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about the
Cost of-
recurring charge.
Well, that's to say, I don't know what they're charging now. I don't think it's very much, is it? A couple of bucks or something,
$15 a month.
is it? Well, that's a little steep.
But if you wanna switch, I don't have a problem switching. As long as we can get the recordings, I don't have a problem switching.
I'll spin up Jitsi and take a look at it.
See what it does.
Play
with it
I've
on,
got enough bandwidth. I can host it at home. That shouldn't be an issue.
play with it on your Saturday meeting or something, see what it does. I always want to join your Saturday meeting, but by the time I remember, I haven't woken up yet.
Yeah, been there.
When
Do I
is the-
send you the meeting announcement? Do you want me to?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
When is the next? At the end of the month?
It's the fourth Saturday of every month, except for November and December, which is the third.
Same place?
Usually we're at yeah.
I always try to remember, because I see people joining, because of, you forward who
But
joins.
this is
Zoom.
for
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
right?
So I see people joining and I go, oh, okay. And then I'm asleep.
I like my data is close to my CV. I mean, it's,
I get Madeira when I can. When I can't, I start looking, and sometimes that ends up being Loveland. Sometimes it's Norwood. Yeah. We just
Should do
go where
a
we
use case.
Yes.
Some of the guys might not show up though. Just saying, it's supposedly got a nice place. I've been in the building. I've never been to the library area though.
That's not Cincinnati Public.
Didn't it?
No,
Okay.
that's, yeah, it's,
Where are our dinosaurs?
That
Do what?
Our dinosaurs? Dinosaurs,
Dinosaurs.
yeah, dinosaurs, one for each.
what?
You are doing dinosaurs for everyone.
I am.
Mhm.
I didn't know I was doing dinosaurs for everyone.
Ray was making dinosaurs for everyone.
Ray should make dinosaurs for everyone. He's got that fancy printer.
No.
But they look so cool, Ray.
I printed an octopus saw it here, I think. And one of the grandkids wanted it. And I said, okay. I printed 3 or 4 of them. And then she said, a couple of weeks later, she says, I want another one. Can I have another one, please, Papa? And I said, sure, why not? I went to print and I tried 4 or 5 times. Did not change anything about the setup. Nothing. Same file, everything. It failed 4 freaking times to print. And I went, you're not getting another octopus. You're lucky you got those. I ended up printing one of those for it was the bigger octopus. I have no idea what happened or why the file all of a sudden decided, screw you, I'm not working.
You ever play with the pegboard stuff any?
Not really. I'm
I was curious how it went.
I mean, I printed a few pieces when you told me about it.
Yeah, I saw you brought them in. I was just curious if we knew that.
It was in Target the other day. They've got 1 foot square steel pegboard, $5 a square.
Yeah,
Kind of neat.
I
Well,
was just saying, I've seen a lot of metal pegboard everywhere, and then so you can get like 3 sheets of the 2x4 or was it 1x2?
when I really
For like
started
$10
looking
on
at
that auction site.
yeah, when I really started looking at that pegboard and the length of time that it takes to print and all that, I just kind of went,
Yeah,
"Ah,
don't want to do a wall in it.
I don't want to do a wall of it, but
I'm trying to
literally, you could go to IKEA and buy whatever their pegboard
That
is,
flat board.
and it costs very little. It's like $20 or something, 25 bucks. And they've got all kinds of accessories that hang, and the
you
accessories
gotta buy.
are cheap,
Hey, then you gotta buy all the accessories too.
but the accessories are cheap. And I just kind of looked at it and kind of went, pegboard's cheap.
There's lock in place. They're not round holes, they're ovals. You put it in and then turn 90 degrees.
Yeah. The 3D printed stuff might snap off.
Yeah. Depends.
I don't know. I was pretty impressed with how tough it actually was just using PLA,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but the length of time just to print the little bracket that I had, and then you got to print all the things that connect it up and all that.
Oh, I was just curious.
I'm just kind of sitting there going,
I've
No.
put it off, but I'm getting back to where trying to figure out how to do the wall. And I was looking at that yesterday, and I was kind of floating around either buying some of the metal pegboard
I like.
or just jimmy rig and throw some nails in it and do like some French cleat stuff with like some magnets and 3D printed attachment.
I had bought some of the metal pegboard from Menards, relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
To hang Hot Wheel cars on. It works great, and all the holes are equal, and you get the right pegs.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, we got a lot of pegboard attachment. That Wiretech used to make that. Dad's got a bin of like pegboard shit like this big.
Right.
Out in the garage. I was looking at it this afternoon, and I was like, I should just go with pegboard because we've got all these damn hangers. But
I'm just saying, you know, all
Trying
the
to figure
pegboard and that stuff that IKEA had, it's all relatively inexpensive.
I'm just trying to figure out, really like to be able to put all the wrenches and crap on a nice, easy display style or something there. Or like I was thinking, I watched a guy make a 3D printed, like, I don't want to say, it was like staircase, like saw blade, you know, like blah, 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 you know, 45, 45, 45 angled or whatever. And then he had printed it to where he could slide neodymium magnets in the 3D printed stuff. So then all the wrenches just stuck in slots, and then the neodymium magnets were strong enough to hold it to the thing, so you could pick up the whole thing and just take, you know, like, well, then if they print like kind of a French pleat on the back of it, and I could just put a nail, you know, like a little wedge on the wall, and then just hang that magnet strip on there. Thought that was kind of a slick idea, but I didn't know how well magnets would hold all those wrenches, because the ones he was showing were a little bit smaller than mine, go up to like 1.5 inches or something. And, but, you know, of course, I only got stuff that goes up to 4 inches. They're better because of all the tractor parts, but I'll just figure I'll have to stay in the bottom of the big box on the floor.
I did a 3D print last week, 2 weeks ago, just as a proof of concept that I may just leave there. I wanted to put an arm on one rail of my rack. I've got a little 15U rack. I wanted to put a monitor arm on it with a smallish monitor. Somebody gave me a monitor. Cool, Bob.
Yeah. There's a box in this car for Bob.
Yeah,
I brought stuff last week for you to give to Bob because I won't be
Oh, okay.
here next week or
he won't be here today.
yeah. In case I wasn't here today, I
And
gave it to.
Yeah, I got stuff for you.
I found a cheap monitor arm, is 2 pieces, and it had one of the ones with a gas spring for the second piece that looked to be about 10 inches long. Perfect. It's up part way. It'll be right centered between the 2 rails at 19 inches. So I ordered $15 on Amazon. Pulled it apart. The end is 22 millimeters in diameter. My rails are 33 millimeters. Cool. I printed up a block that's 44 by 44 by 33 millimeters with a 22 millimeter hole through it and 2 holes that line up with the rack screws. It's PLA, crappy PLA. I printed it with 5 external layers or whatever. I forget the term for that. And
The walls.
yeah. And I put it on the rack, and I left another machine under it, so when it breaks, the monitor isn't going to get broken. It hasn't fallen yet. It's been there for 2 weeks now. I can't see any bend in it or anything. Like, shoot, why am I going to pay somebody to machine this out of aluminum?
I already have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Until it breaks, I'll keep using it.
it's already black and it matches the rack. So
It's about that time, guys. We are virtual next week. So we'll see everybody next week, hopefully.
Take care.
we'll be
Have a
here.
good week.
We'll see you guys later.
Try to be here.
Take care.
I'll try to get my project done by next week.
All right.
Got this right.
Later.
Bye.
Get the dinosaurs.